the cursor over to Moji. So I've been sick for the past week. I'm still sick.
Soldiers,
but I'm at a position where I think it's time to do some more in-depth video coverage. Or just me talking bollocks as usual. So, this is... and I'm also conflicted on this, because I don't know if I wanted to do the Moji champion profile with me being a Moji main. I don't know if I want to give up all my tips and tricks now. So, this is going to be very basic. Now, Moji is considered to be in a very bad place. And I don't understand why. Moji requires skill to use. See, unlike other flank characters in the game, most of your flank type characters don't require a lot of Zin. Zin requires a good degree of skill, mostly when to pick your fights rather than anything else. And Droxus, he just swings so wildly. He's either overpowered with constantly punching people, and his ability to do a decent amount of damage shooting you, but mostly just punching you. You've got Sky, who everybody shit on and said was so weak for the longest time, when in fact she was one of the strongest flanks in the game. Now, rediscovering her after they gave her 5 extra shots and an increased damage fall off. Well, an increased range before damage fall off comes in. Like, the fuck? So now she's annoying as fuck. You have Lex, who's still kinda meh. He's a bit more playable now. You can actually shoot at a farther range. You've got Evie, that's still annoying as fuck, just because bing, bling, 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 teleporting everywhere and flying, and there's a giant block of ice and all that weird ass moving shit. You've got Koga, that's still broken and unbalanced. It's just the amount of people that spam Koga and are annoying as fuck on Koga have died down. Maeve still, in my opinion, she's the weakest flank right now, because she doesn't have anything going for her. Moji, which everybody still is shitting on, despite the fact that Moji has not changed at all. And then Talus, it's annoying as hell because, well, he's Talus. I mean, like, Talus does his job. Yeah, he does his job, that's why. But, looking at Moji specifically. Alright, so let's start with what does Moji's kit do? First off, you have 2 cooldowns, and they are very low. So let's start with what you don't have cooldowns. So your L2, I should not have my golden Moji equipped because it has the extra range on it, but that's a pretty decent range right there, by the way. I just want to let you know that. That does not do a lot of damage. That does a lot of fucking damage. So this is how Moji works. I think this is very important because a lot of people don't understand. So Moji has an R2 ability. That's your primary fire. You hold the button down, and it does damage. Are you getting the picture here? It deals 50 a tick, which is every 0.1 second. Your L2 deals bonus damage based off of the amount of magic marks. Now let me explain. So your L2 now has infinite range. This fires at a slightly slower rate than that does. See? This is fast. This is slow. Are you getting the picture here? Now, what is the advantage / disadvantage to this? Now, as I shoot Ying, there's a little star that appears right here. And that lets me know that my L2 is going to do more fucking damage. Why am I baby talking you? Because no one seems to fucking understand how Moji's R2 and L2 interact with one another. It's very annoying. Because they say, oh, she's so low damage. So now you see a star right here. And that does more damage. And you can actually see that this little star right here charging up. Watch. See how that's charging up the little purple? I'm literally killing you with my spit. Killing you with my good little baby spit. Look at them, they're so cute. Anyway. Now, another funny thing. If you are trying to do a weapon inspect on your weapons, you can actually fire one of your weapons and it will not end it. Watch. Look. I can still inspect my weapon while I'm doing my R2. That's funny as hell to me. Anyways. Now, so how does this work? So this is what you do. Alright, so they're all there fighting on the point. Alright. Ta 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 ta! It's Moji! This is the most effective way. Because you're guaranteeing that damage. This is holding down L2, R2. See, holding down L2 and R2 at the same time is not as effective because you're not getting the most damage. As you can tell, I'm only confirming 300 and change more. I'm not confirming maximum damage. As opposed to waiting to hit the L2, R2. But it enables me to deal a lot of damage very quickly. It enables me to confirm damage as soon as I basically get it. You are confirming your magic marks as soon as you apply them. So you're guaranteeing damage in the short term. Which becomes very critical when you realize that Moji has like no survivability unless you know how to play Moji. Now let's explain that. Also, by the way, Moji has good range. You can't normally get this type of range on Moji. This is because of the golden gun. Hi, babies. How you doing? How you doing? Hey, play nice. Anyways. Oh, I'm still sick. Anyways, so how does Moji work now? So now we know how Moji attacks. How does Moji defend? Well, you have your R1 is this thing called Scamper. Don't do that. That's just if you press R2. I have to sit here and wait. So Scamper only works while you are on the ground and holding a direction. And you scamper forward in that direction. Whoop-de fucking do. Doesn't do a lot. It's best to be used as an escape. But as impatient as I am, like, I use it to start a fight. Because she has no mobility. Now you have your L1, which your L1 is this. This is Magic Barrier. Okay? This is what makes a Moji the most annoying piece of shit in the game. For people that don't know how to deal with Moji. Okay? So, let me explain. Do you see all of these characters up here? Look at all these characters. Look at all these wonderful characters. Can't do nothing. Nope. I got 2 seconds of a giant middle finger raising up very slowly but steadily. Fuck you. In a deep opera voice. If you ever thought a child could swear at you and you would be offended, this is Moji saying, fuck you, and flipping you off at the same time. Now it gets even worse. This is very critical. Now I'm not showing you any tricks besides with the magic barrier other than this. Alright. What did we just do there? When Moji is in magic barrier, Moji applies 10 stacks of magic marks, which is what your L2 detonates for 750 damage. Which means that Moji kills whoever the fuck shoots you in magic barrier very fucking quickly. So when you come out of magic barrier, your first thing is your L2. So that you can deal 775 damage. Now, that's how that works. Here's how your ult works. Your ult is probably one of the hardest in the game to hit. So your ult turns your target into a cookie. And if you eat them, it's an instant kill. There are several problems with your cookie.
Spend these shiny things.
Hold on. Number one, your cookie is very hard to hit.
Let's go faster.
You don't have a long timer on it. You will miss your cookie a lot. It's best, you basically can't use your ult as Moji unless you have Scamper up. So you can go, snack time, and then just dash right into it. And if they juke you to the side, you're fucked. Moji does not have the type of handling to move around. Just to show you, by the way, this is Moji. Right here.
Spend these shiny
Everything is a hitbox on Moji. Everything. You have a tank-sized hitbox on Moji. Like, you have no idea how big your hitbox is on Moji. I pressed O. I pressed O. What the fuck? No, I pressed... Whatever. Anyways. Yeah. So, let me show you how big your hitbox is. See that guy? See the fuzzy dwarf? Let's pick Barrett. I don't care. That's your hitbox. Is the fuzzy fucking dwarf. Now we go back to
Spend these shiny things.
yeah, let's look at your cards. I'm not talking about one of my builds. I should talk about this build, because you'll just fucking go and look up the build, but you won't know how to use it, so haha. So let's look at your cards first. Toot is only good if you have a backup healer. Now, they did nerf that card. And it's a card that everybody else played, and it pissed me off, because, like, nobody used the one card you should use on Moji. There's, like, one clear card that you use, but nobody wants to use it. They all want to use Toot, because they want to sit there and they want to heal people. Spoiler alert, you do not do enough healing. Like, I've had a game doing 40k healing. I did nothing but scamper that entire game, and it was a ranked game that went on for about 40 minutes. So I essentially healed 1,000 per second because I would, like, toot around, like, 7, 8, 9 times a minute because of how I had the build set up. I don't even run that build anymore. Basically, when you scamper, it leaves clouds behind you that heal them. You have Yummy, which is a decent option. That is my number 2 card if I was gonna pick something, because if you can land your ult, it recharges it by 50% and heals you for 1,000. I need a cough drop. This is why I waited to do my YouTube videos. And I shouldn't be doing this when I'm sick, but it's Moji. I can't resist. Moji is like my little baby. Alright. It's better. So, this is a decent card because it heals you for 1,000. Because generally, if you're like me and you're hard-headed and you just want to run in and get that fucking ult, I don't care if I die, I'm gonna ult you first. It gives you something to walk away with, and it honestly does help because it basically turns your ult into a Leon ult, where if you kill with it, you recharge 50%. That's great. Problem is, your ult is the hardest in the game to hit. Like, in my opinion, it's up there with a Genos ult. It's powerful, but you're not gonna get used. Snack attack is not great. It's good if you're running a kill to heal type build, but you stack kill to heal on top of it. First off, it only helps if you kill someone. So if you get an assist, the game just gives you a middle finger. And it only heals you if you run over it. Which means you have to go to the location that you killed them. If you killed them in a position that you cannot get to. For example, high up. Off the map. Behind enemy lines, somehow. And you're on your side. You're not gonna do it. Just say au revoir. Boom Boom is the way to go. Now I have 3 separate builds. These are all for Boom Boom. So you activate my trap card. This is a tank build. Peppy, by the way, Peppy is the #1 card that you have to have in every single build because of how low your cooldowns are. You have 2 cooldowns. You have a 10-second and a 7-second cooldown, and you get an elimination, and you cut it in fucking half. Which now means you have a 5-second and a 3-second cooldown. Yay! I love short cooldowns. So, now the key to this build is the symbiotic at 5. So below 50% health, you get 50% increased healing. That's great. Because it's great. Nature's Blessing is a fantastic filler. Even it's great as a filler. Shit. You don't need it at a high level to be effective. You will generate this is morale boost on Moji. Every time you are applying a magic mark to somebody. So that means every time you activate magic barrier and you shoot somebody, and they shoot you, and every time you use your R2, you are getting guaranteed ult charge. And it's only by 0.2%, but think about how much you use magic barrier and your R2. It's critical. Greater Good is nice because you get life rip against enemies with the maximum number of magic marks. What that means is you get, when you are dealing damage to them with your R2, and when you then consume the magic marks with your L2, you are getting that life rip. Now, that's fucking fantastic. Because you're getting a percentage of the damage that you're dealing. Now, that's not a great filler. You want that a little bit stronger. But it's a good filler. I generally use the same cards. This is Point Pest. This is a crowd control build. This is 70% CC and crowd control. So you don't have to use your magic barrier so much to avoid taking that hit. Because one of the things you will find yourself using a lot on Moji is you will use your magic barrier to avoid crowd control. And even mundane crowd control. This build really prevents you from doing that. And an auto cauterize gives you 50% cauterize out of the gate when you consume a magic mark with your L2. So basically, this is a good build for running around holding down L2, R2. I will just show off the last build. This is a very good generic build. Now this has Peppy 5. This is what I use, like, the most often. And then you have Greater Good at a higher level. So I have 25% life rip every time I consume a magic mark. So, every time I'm hitting somebody for a magic mark, I get 25% of that. And it gives you so much sustain. That does stack with life rip as well, in-game. Which is why life rip is so important on Moji, is because you're consuming all of that at the same time. Symbiotic is very powerful because of the fact that, this is the other thing I want to mention. Anytime you have a card that is below 50% health, receive X amount of increased healing. The 5% cards are not worth running. Think about it. You have to run that card at level 4 to get the benefit of this card at level 2. It's not worth it. This card is worth it because it's 10% increments. This is my go-to build right here. Now, how does Boom Boom work? So every time I detonate my magic mark, all enemies within 15 units of the victim take equivalent damage. What does that mean? Oh, I'm not gonna be able to do that. Hold up.
These shiny things.
I'm dealing that damage to everybody.
Didn't you want to play anymore?
Now, this works even if it's not 750.
Rough.
Double kill. That's 5 in a row. Triple kill.
That's how you're able to do so much damage in close range, because you are essentially dealing... You are dealing equivalent damage to anyone nearby. This is what enables Moji to tank so effectively. You have your L1, which gives you 2 seconds of damage immunity, that hopefully you can actually get a heal. You have your Scamper for getting in and out of fights, and then you have this ability, which enables you to burst down targets so quickly. That is how quickly you can mow through enemy people on the point. It's just simply pick the person in the middle and start going to town using the explosion of your magic marks. What makes it so effective is the fact that, remember, that is a direct ability. This is a direct damage ability. You need Haven to defend against an area damage effect. There's no other ability in the game that is a direct attack that deals area damage, other than Moji. That's why Moji just gives you the middle finger to your item shop. So wrapping this up, because I'm not going to give you any more tips and tricks now. I'm done. How do you buy your item shop? Don't buy Illuminate. Like, if you really are that pissed off at a Sky, or a Strix, or a Shaolin, buy Haven. Counter them. You don't really need to buy Resilience because you have a 70% crowd control reduction card in your loadout. If you really need the Resilience on top of that card, you've got a problem. If you need to run the Resilience over Haven or Blast Shields, but those are better options. Life Rip is what I prefer. Life Rip is the way to go. I will literally sit there early in game, and I'll be like, God, if only I had Life Rip right now. When I'm dying, because of how effective Life Rip is on you. I just showed you how much damage you do at close range. Do I need to remind you? And you get Life Rip off of all of those pretty numbers flashing up on the screen. So you want Life Rip. Kill the Heal is not bad. It is good in the long term, but the problem with Moji is Moji has problems sustaining herself in a fight. She has such bad handling and such a large hitbox, you are going to take damage that you shouldn't be taking. So Life Rip helps accommodate that. Please don't buy Veteran on Moji. Please don't buy. I see people buy Veteran on Moji and I just face palm like this and I'm like, why? What the fuck is wrong with you? You have Rejuvenate. That's good on a symbiotic build where you get more healing below a certain amount. That's good. But it's not really worth it, again, unless you have multiple heals. Well, you don't have to worry about reload speed, because you have no cooldowns on or ammo or anything. You just spit fire. It would be nice if you had to, like, give the actual Moji itself, your pull-in, if you actually had to give it, like, a can of beads or something to make it keep spit. That would be funny. Wrecker. There is a problem where Wrecker only affects your R2. It does not affect your L2. If you have Wrecker on Moji, you will not deal more damage on your L2. Only on your R2. I just felt like doing that, sorry. Cauterize is definitely the way to go, because again, you can confirm damage very quickly. Remember, Cauterize affects your R2, not your L2. You do have that card in your loadout where every time you use your L2, you apply 50% Cauterize, which is essentially Caught 2 for 3 seconds. But you're going to need Caught 3 sometimes. Don't buy Bulldozer again, buy the Cauterize, as I've said before. Now, what to buy in utility? Now, this is controversial. You do not fucking need Chronos. I see Moji's on fucking Chronos, and I just... it angers me. You have Peppy 5 in your kit. Get a fucking elimination and reset your cooldown. You only have 2 fucking cooldowns to worry about in the first place, and they are some of the shortest in the game. So fucking worrying about, oh, I need to buy Chronos. Oh, she's so slow. Well, if she's so fucking slow, why are you buying Chronos? The Nimble's right there. It's right next to it. To the left. Just buy the one on the left of Chronos. Stop buying fucking Chronos. Stupid. So yeah, you can buy Nimble. I don't prefer Nimble. I don't really have a problem with the slow movement speed. Like, she is slow as fuck, but I'm used to that. She handles like a tank, and I kind of like her handling like a tank. Morale boost, you're not gonna hit your ults like that often. Yeah, I'm a pro Moji, and I still can't land my ult all the time. So, I personally buy Master Rider. I prefer positioning over speed. And I think most flanks that I play, I prefer positioning over speed. Morale boost is decent. Like, if you want to try, if you're having good luck hitting your ult in the beginning of the game, you can buy morale boost, try and hit it even further. I wouldn't though. Personally, I don't even worry about the yellow category except Master Rider, especially where I play Moji more like a tank anyways. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope this has been educational. Or not. Don't buy my character. Bye.